necesita una poca de gracia para ti, para mí. Ay, arriba, ay, arriba. Ay, arriba, ay, arriba. Por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Baila, bamba. Baila, bamba. Baila, bamba. Baila, bamba. Ay, ay, ay. Viva Canada and all the countries, of course. Woo! Let's go, everybody. Woo! Ole!
Today's episode of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown is brought to you by Jeanette McKenzie, Realtor at Forest Hill Signature, Jewelry Forever at jewelryforever.ca, and Beautified by Romina. Enjoy the show.
Broadcasting live from Glenmore Record Studios in Toronto. This is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, your Sunday morning talk show with interesting guests, live musical performances, and the most fun you can fit in your coffee cup. Hosted by Scott Dion Brown and Regine Alaina. This is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
Da, 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 da. Ba, 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 ba.
So dramatic.
Ba, ba. Canada Day, long weekend, everybody.
Happy
Hello.
Canada
Happy
Day.
Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day to you all, and we guys,
We guys?
you all just got a wonderful performance from
Carla.
Carla, one of our guests here today. Should we just bring them in right away?
Might as well.
All right, everybody, been on the show multiple
First and
times.
foremost, welcome to the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
Oh yeah, should I do that first? Okay, fine. Hi everybody, welcome to episode 273 of the Sit Down. Our Canada Day special tomorrow, of course, is Canada Day. We are not live, and we are recording this in advance, but we got dolled up.
Of course, we had to bring out the red.
Yeah, just because, you know,
Canada Day.
come on, it's a big day. I'm right now at this moment, I should be on a plane on the way back to Toronto right now. So, see you all soon live. But hello, welcome. I am your host, the one, the only, Scott Dion Brown, joined by the greatest co-host in all of Canada.
That's it? Demoted. Just kidding.
And the beyond. The one, the only.
Regine Alaina, happy Sunday. Happy Canada Day long weekend. Happy birthday to my mom, beautified by Romina. Today is her birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Beautified.
Mom.
All right, now let's bring in our guests.
Yes.
They've been on the show
A few
multiple
times.
times.
I think it's my
4 times?
third.
3, 4.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Third,
Yeah.
fourth, yeah.
Well, everybody, say hello to Greg and Carla. Hello.
Hello. Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada
Canada
Day.
Carla, great opening number.
Thank you.
La Bamba. She got us all. She got us all warmed up.
Feliz Dia de Canada.
Ooh.
I like it. I like it. When was the last time? Like, have I seen you guys since the pandemic?
I haven't seen.
I don't
them
think so.
since.
I think the last time I was here with Siggy and that we did a Christmas show.
Yeah.
Was that
Yeah.
the last time we had you on?
I don't know if we had the trio on after or before. You know what? I think the last time was when the trio came on, the Latin train
Yeah,
trio.
it was Chinese New Year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
totally forgot that.
I remember.
Shameless
these
plug,
things.
Latin Train Trio is playing tonight at Texas Longhorn at 6 o'clock in Mississauga.
Nice.
Ooh, Happy
There you go.
Canada Day.
See you all there. Head over.
I would love to see you guys perform live because like you always bring such great energy to our studio, so I can only imagine what it's like in the atmosphere of an actual performance.
You know, we've been doing it for a lot of years, so we have a lot of fun, but sometimes it's not fun, but we project fun no matter what.
Wow.
Right?
Carla's like, speak for yourself.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Carla just has like a ball of energy when she's on stage.
I think
I have to fake it sometimes. Carla is genuine. Me,
Yeah, I usually think that it's a blessing to perform anytime, and circumstances do change, but I still am grateful and I enjoy it.
Are you both still very active in Mississauga? I know you did a lot in the Celebration Square.
Yes.
Any big performances this
Yes,
summer?
and we do have actually a big thing coming up. Should we say it now or later?
We can say it now.
Yes,
Yeah.
so I'm actually producing my first show
Oh my god!
at the Living Arts Center, and you guys are very welcome.
Of course.
At the sit down, and it's gonna be at the Living Arts Centers. I'm still working on the logistics, but I got a little grant from the city
Amazing.
to host an event there. So I'm very looking forward. September 13th, 8 to 10 p.m. at the Living Arts Center in Mississauga.
Amazing.
So-
I love the Living Arts Center.
I'm
As you know,
nervous.
thanks to
Yeah.
Carla. Carla does a lot of, not only the front person, but she does all the booking and, all the grant writing and stuff that me and Nelson and some of the other guys probably don't have the patience to do. But Carla is doing it all. She doesn't stop. So,
Yeah.
we're all reaping the benefits, but we do appreciate.
But we do have lots of shows coming this summer, like a bunch. We're closer to you in June. No, that'll be past Canada Day. But also we got to play at the Oakville Performing Center for the Arts.
Oh wow.
October 11th for the Hispanic Month. We're playing at the theater. So that I'm not producing. They're just hiring us, which is wonderful. And I thank them very much. And, it also comes from a network like you guys. Like we know each other. If I ever hear somebody needs someone like him or you, like I will totally tell them they're there. Like how it works in this artist community, or it should work. It's a network of recycling who you know and helping each other. And that's how I got also through many things with my besties from Mississauga, like Heather Christine, and she should come here visit you guys. She's a ball of fire too.
Yeah.
She is.
And
Yeah.
she helps a lot, and we all help each other. I think that's how it should be, and it's been broken a bit because you always so focus on what you're doing that you forget that the oneness is gonna happen faster if you roll together.
Yeah,
Than
that's
if
true.
you're just, how do I do this? Well, call my friends. Let's see how we do it together, right?
It's true
Yeah.
because like the pageant sit down came from us doing the sit down,
Yeah.
and I would have never done it if Scott didn't like walk me. Literally, Scott, help! I'm about to go online. It's not
Right.
working.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, the only time I actually call you is if it's like an SOS. I'm like,
Yeah, that's
"Help."
true. Otherwise
I don't
it's-
ever call you.
We're usually messaging. If I get a call from Regine, I'm like, oh man,
Tech support. Tech
Something's
support.
happening.
Yeah.
Something's happening.
Yeah.
yeah. It's important to lean on the network. It is. I mean, we encounter so many artists as you go through all these things, and like that's what I think. That's kind of something I didn't even really think about when we started doing the sit down. But I realized that if nothing else, it really is just a great opportunity. You meet a lot of artists and get to know each other because you just get to sit and talk for an hour. And it's been, there's
You've gotten a lot of jobs out of it.
Yeah, true. Actually,
I
It's little
think
connections.
it's a way that information is shared now. Like I listen to a lot of podcasts, and you weed through the edited news clip where things are kind of just there's an agenda for the editing, But podcasts, like you're sitting talking, and it could be 1 or 2 hours, and you really get a sense of what people are really about, not just a message they're trying to quickly convey, but you just see who they are as a person, and
Yeah.
it's a lot different. Yeah.
The human part. And I also tell Greg, like, always keep it humble, because my dad taught me this. Like, someone could be sweeping the floor and could be the owner of a place, and you just talk to them, and if they say, oh, you were great, thank you so much, what do you do, da, da, da. I got a super gig lately with this lady I didn't even know. She just like, oh, I love how you sing. I'm like, thank you, you're so kind. Well, I have a band. She's like, okay. A month later, we got a gig from her. I didn't know she had that power.
Yeah.
That she runs the shuffle in Port
The
Credit.
Southside Shuffle.
Imagine.
We've been wanting to get into that
Yeah.
for years,
So
so
we're
it's
in
another
it.
thing that,
Wow.
I
And,
love
and I
that.
think that was from Carla meeting someone at an open mic.
But not
Yeah.
knowing who she was. I always promote whatever we're doing. And she also plays a fantastic, how do you call it? The chessboard. Washboard.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
And she's great. So yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. You never know who you're talking to. Always keep it humble and listen.
Of course.
And you get so many connections that way too. Yeah. I've met bus drivers that are singers,
That's
writers.
awesome.
Like it's just you never know.
Yeah.
Canada has, from my experience, like living everywhere practically, like until I was stayed in Canada, then I didn't go anywhere because everywhere's here. But Canada has the largest amount of artists that I've seen in a country. Everyone writes a poem, dances, does some kind of art stuff.
everybody. I don't know anyone that doesn't do some kind of art, even stitching something. They all have this, they love arts and they do it. In other countries it's more, selective. But here everyone can do what they want to do, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Happy Canada Day.
Exactly.
So I guess your show is coming up. The one you're putting together, is it going to be in September? So how is that? How have the preparations already started? Is it rolling?
In my brain.
It's just a matter of putting it on paper.
We're actually Mrs. Aga has actually taken us, the group that got selected, through classes with
nice.
The music. What is it called? Incubator in Toronto. They came to us and they are teaching us how to be better producers.
That's awesome.
I am very grateful for this opportunity. I've learned a lot only from that class that I took. So we're given the space and the rest is up to us. I also got help from Miss Arts Council to pay the band. Woohoo! But I still need some more money, like you guys, to pay for other things. So we'll see. My first time asking. It's not easy to ask.
No.
At the same time, we've done a lot. You particular have volunteered a lot of times. So there's no shame in kind of reaching out and say, hey, remember
Give
all
me a
those
little
shows we
money.
did? Yeah.
I want to make it a free event, and that's going to be a lot of knocking on doors for me to be able to bring people in and not need the door. If not, pay what you can is what I'm aiming for, because it's a community, it's a beautiful theater, and I want everyone to have access, not just who can afford $50. Who can do that? They say plus Ticketmaster on top.
This guy.
Yeah. So then I want it to be the least possible, the more people, and have it to celebrate Miss Saga's 50 this year.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's incredible. We definitely need to have you back on the show to promote it a little bit more once you put your thoughts onto paper, because I think that's really exciting.
You guys should come.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're
Have
there.
your booth and do a little.
Special on location.
Can we get? Yeah, we should.
Yeah, that could
That'll be fun.
We should.
We'll be like the Muppet shows. Have different
We
stairs.
should totally do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be open style, so it's gonna be fun. And then the Oakville one is gonna be great too.
So that one's October?
October 11th. Yeah, that's gonna be the band. I'm gonna do a history of Latin American music, from soft to boleros to like whatever we can. Talk a bit about the history of the songs more and more, like in detail.
So then I can actually understand the songs this time.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Although it's funny, I've always, because my dad used to listen to a lot of salsa music and such beautiful songs, and then every once in a while I'll get a song and I'll translate it. And I don't know if it loses something in the translate, but I'm like, this is the stupidest song I've ever, like the words, it must be lost in translation, but you think it's really romantic, and it's a song about a guy loving his gerbil or something. It's like,
What song is
not not literally.
So there's probably like more of a poetry
Yeah.
It is
in
a
the
poet-
language.
That's the thing, yeah.
The translation, you lose something.
It doesn't.
for sure.
Like
Yeah.
my daughter always uses this one. So there's a beautiful artist called Juan Luis Guerra, and his song says, "Quisiera ser un pez para tocar mi nariz en tu pecera." It means I would like to be a fish to put my nose in your fish tank.
Beautiful.
Yeah, see?
But in Spanish it's cute, but in English it's like, what the?
Creep alert.
Yeah. What you
Not
mean,
quite
boy?
as smooth. Not quite as smooth.
Red flags.
And then other than the band stuff, and I think we're talking a little bit about that today, we both, Carla's been doing it for many years. I'm a little less. She's stealing my Kleenex for me.
Yeah.
But we're singing in seniors' homes, and it's an interesting way for me. Not traditionally growing up as a singer, I'm kind of trying to play catch up with singing and learning how to sing properly and keep my voice so I can do multiple shows. But it's a completely different world with the seniors, and if you want to humble yourself as a performer, start going into a homes that have zero filter.
I bet.
The
I
people,
bet.
and sometimes it's it's memory care. So, but even if it isn't, it's like these people have worked hard their whole life. They're in a kind of expensive home, and they have no qualms with telling you. I was at a show for the first time at a home the other day, and I have like a little bit of an introduction, and I got about 10 seconds in. And a guy just stood up, and I'm just introducing myself. He's like, "Enough talk, start singing." And so I'm like, all right, so here's the first, like, because he doesn't care.
He's like,
he doesn't
straight
care what
to
I'm
it.
doing.
Let's
He's like,
go.
let's, and maybe the older you get, and the hourglass is
They're more
going down.
senile.
They don't have time to they don't care where I came from or what
They
I'm
won't
doing.
remember you tomorrow.
No, they just want a song.
Yeah, I think we're all going there. So that's something to remember that I never really paid attention to, because I'm always thinking I'm 10, and that's not the case. And when I started going there, I'm like, this is where everybody's going, and even whatever stage you are, you deserve respect and love. And music is a huge love thing. Even if it's an angry or hate song, still love, for that passionate moment that you had at a breakup or
The fish tank.
Yeah, the fish tank in your bowl. But yes, I find like it was for me a reminder. I started about 3 or 4 years ago of how fragile we really are, like Sting says. We're all going there. We have grandparents and uncles, and we see how no matter how hard you want to remain young at heart, yes, but physically we change. So it's a good thing. And sometimes when they're like mean or whatever, I'm like, I might be like that when I'm at that age. Who knows?
So those guys you were complaining about earlier, that might be Greg one day. So
Someone trying to grab me.
So when someone gives those comments, you just got to keep rolling, right? You just keep going.
You smile, and
Shorten
you're
your
like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, I understand, I hear you, and then
I think
there's a lot of.
for you it's different because you're a guy. Like girls, I have to say, but people expect so much from us. A guy can just show up, oh, it's a guy singing. But a girl, what are you wearing? Are you fit enough? Do you have enough makeup? How is your hair? Everyone's looking at it's like your pageant, same. You need to be like really perfect, smiling and being.
Don't have
the
resting
guys like, oh,
face,
there's a guy there.
I think it's especially because the ratio of women to men I'd say it's about
80% women, 20%.
about 8 to 1. Because
at the senior center?
Yeah, men are.
the men's
they
pass.
go-
Yeah, that's what they say.
They pass.
Women
kind of
live
thing, yeah.
longer
Longer.
generally,
Yeah.
right?
And I
Nice
think it's-
knowing you.
and I think what it is, because the men will pass, and then the lady, she doesn't want to maintain the house if they have a house, so
Makes
they
sense.
sell and they have money, and it just kind of makes sense to go. So I think, and it's funny the almost high schoolish some of the ladies are.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're almost like mean girls, where they they don't want someone to sit with them, or if someone gets up and sings, and I encourage people to sing along, and I'm like, it doesn't matter if you know the words or not. Sometimes I don't know the words either. Like, just get involved and sing. And a lot of them, they're not mobile, but they can dance in the chair, and you can get them to clap and dance, and a lot of times it's almost like a grade 8 dance, where they're kind of shy.
Yeah, they're waiting for the one to get up.
Yeah.
And then once someone goes, they usually it's an hour show, and sometimes it doesn't get rocking till about 45 minutes, and then they're so disappointed that you have to leave. So I kind of like, listen, this is an hour show, this is your show. If you have any inclination of dance, let's do it the first song.
Yeah.
And if you can get them up and dancing, then you kind of get
You're
rid of that
good.
whole transition of getting them used to wanting to have fun and not being self-conscious.
Today
of what
was
they're
the
doing.
first time I ever get 2 guys
Hey.
getting up to dance, but then at the end they're like, so you're coming to which room?
Oh, jeez. I had a lady last week. She came after the show, and she's like, I've got a bone to pick with you. And I'm like, oh, okay, what's going on? She's like, you made me get up and dance. And I'm like, okay. I go, is that a bad thing? She goes, yes, now I need a leg massage. And I'm like, oh, okay.
They're shooting their shot,
Yeah.
I don't
I've
blame
had a
her.
couple of times where someone's come up and asked my name, like, oh, and they write it down, and the director will come and say, oh, did Mary ask for your name? I'm like, yes. And she's like, oh yeah, she wants to put everyone in her will. I'm like, Gregory David, like, give my full name. Do you need my address or anything? Yeah.
It's so funny.
And sometimes when they're, memory care, they'll come and be like, I have like $1,000 for you. And then the nurse comes, no, you can't give them money. They're already getting paid.
So I'll take it.
I wouldn't.
No.
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 Yeah.
But as much as but
As tempting as it is.
it is it makes you a stronger performer for sure. And you're made of steel. Like, people can do whatever on a normal show in a restaurant. Like, it flies by me now. It's like,
Wow.
nope.
I was always used to being kind of the drummer in the background,
Yeah, I was
so
gonna
I didn't
say.
really have to, I'm not forward or, even now I find, even in my drumming now, because now that I'm singing more backup, I have a mic, I'm a little more talking during shows and it kind of
Your
takes you out, because I was
confidence is
I was really comfortable just sitting in the back and playing my congas. and,
not talking. Now,
Yeah.
before he said, Carla, you didn't say tip the waitress. I'm like, you say it.
Yeah,
You say it.
yeah.
Now
I
he
never had
can
a
say it.
microphone, so
Thank God.
now I can't
Yeah.
tell Carla, reminder stuff. I can do it myself.
So, Greg, what was it? Because, so the last time we saw you, you've been playing percussion. Like, I was like, oh, Greg singing. I was like, where's the cajon? So,
yeah,
like,
actually, I didn't realize you sang at that time.
I only realized you sang until I opened Facebook this morning. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it came about because it was just luck. Carla's word got me in, because there's an agency that we work through, and they were short of performers, and the director
On
was like,
Halloween, perfect for a
yeah,
zombie.
it was a Halloween show, and he's like, oh, we need performers, and Carla's like, oh, Greg can do it. And I had sang, karaoke, I don't know,
Many times.
not many times, like probably under 20 times in my life.
That's
So
a lot of
I
times.
was not used to singing, and it's you really go through an evolution, because at first you're singing songs that you like, and then you realize, like, they're not into it, so you have to kind of get rid of your ego and learn, if it's memory care, you got to go to simple songs, like How Much Is a Dog in the Window. You do Michael Bublé, they don't care, it's too busy. But you do something like that, or You Are My Sunshine,
They love
for the
that
right
song.
room, they love it. So it's coming up to 2 years now that I've been doing it. I really enjoy it, but you have to go through a real humbling process, and I think it was different for me because I wasn't ever used to being a front person in anything,
And I'm like, you gotta move the hips. He's like, what? Yep, that's part of it. You gotta move.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. I'm like, yes. And then now he's like moving.
No, but and then you just, because you're doing it for your audience, you're not doing it for a paycheck, and it's nice to get paid doing what we love, but at the end of the day, I want them to have a great time, and they value it. Like, I started coming out of COVID, and some of these homes, they hadn't had entertainment in months. There's one home in Oakville that has showers in the room, and residents hadn't left their room for 8 months.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Man.
Because their support workers come in, they get their
Solitude.
meals in
Yeah.
there, they shower in there.
Because they were
and,
higher risk, right? So they really
Yeah.
locked down the senior home.
Yeah.
It's almost like jail.
Yeah.
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 And then we come in and they haven't seen anyone and they are grateful.
That's why they're humping your leg.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but
It's okay. But yeah, no, shout out to Jay Vasquez. I think you might know him. He's a very good performer
I
as
think-
well.
JV for seniors.
Yeah, he does book us.
But he has a Santana tribute band, and he does a lot of. He's a very busy guy.
yeah.
Cool.
Very cool.
He does a lot of different things. So.
Again, we met randomly and see now he's become like, someone.
Your
that-
boss.
Yeah, kind of.
I don't even know if there's an audition process. Like, I just kind of lucked into it.
I'm like, here's Greg. Take it.
Yeah.
I just thought, because I used to be really good friends with his dad, and his dad sang beautiful. So I'm like, you have to have the voice, because you inherit from your parents. One of your
That sucks
parents
for me.
sings
I'm
good.
kidding, sorry.
your parents don't sing. They don't sing.
My dad can hold a tune.
Yes.
He's a karaoke singer.
Yes.
But he's very confident as a karaoke singer.
Exactly.
But then when you put him on stage in front of people, he's like, no.
okay.
Yeah.
So that just means that's not the singing part. That's just the confidence.
I'm the one on stage, but I'm not the one singing.
How about for you? Who in your family sings, like mom, dad,
your
and
Lolo?
grandma?
What's interesting is that I think my dad has a good singing voice. He never sang, really, but the few times sometimes he'll sing Happy Birthday to somebody, or
He
he'll
does
just
have a
sing
good happy birthday.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think it's something where, like, I don't know, maybe it was just never something that he thought about pursuing or doing on a regular basis, or just as he was growing up. But as I've heard him sing, the odd times I have, I'm like, yeah,
He's a good happy birthday singer.
yeah. I don't think I've ever heard my mom sing at all, really. So if I had to pick it, it might actually be my dad.
Your dad, yeah.
Yeah, even though like he never pursued it or anything, or never recorded a song or anything, but
your dad has he really likes live music, and he's got an ear for it, and yeah, you can tell I would have assumed he was a musician. I don't know, you get that
vibe
from him. Yeah.
you know, it's almost like I get the feeling like he almost could have been. You know.
Yeah.
But then you wouldn't be here.
He still has time. His dad sang with us at 78.
My dad was 78.
Yeah.
We were rehearsing in the basement, and my dad came down and asked Eduardo, who was our guitarist at that time, if he knew this old song. And he knew it, and my dad started singing, and he had a really nice voice.
Sweet voice, yeah.
And we're like, hey, do you want to, I think we were Carabram. And we're like, why don't you come out and sing a song? So I thought, he's 78, never done anything like this. I thought he'd be nervous.
Nope.
He came out.
With the cane.
Yeah, and he was, my mom was in the front row, and he's like, oh, sweetie, this is for you. And I'm like, oh, this guy is smooth, and he sang.
Smooth
and then,
operator.
at that time, we had a residency at the old mill.
Oh, yeah. Again.
So we brought my dad out,
yeah.
and he got a table right in the back. He came, he did his song, he did well. And then we're waiting for him to sit down. He stopped at every table
To hold the hand.
to shake everyone's hand, and and I'm like, this guy is
a natural showman.
He was a showman. So he did it for, I don't know, maybe three or four shows with us, and he ended up getting dementia, and it kind of stopped him, and we had kind of a 7-year journey for that. But
You had those memories.
But it's never too late.
It's never too late.
That's
For
the
sure.
thing. So you can bring your dad into your groups.
I think that's really well. It's true because you say that because like my grandma, I remember like I've never heard her do karaoke, and I'm from a big Filipino family, and that's all we do. Like I grew up doing
beautiful
karaoke,
voices. Yeah.
and then out of nowhere, my grandma, there's no one else there. It's me and her, and she just starts singing karaoke, and I was like, bro, where'd this come from? That's awesome.
Yeah.
And like on my mom's side, that's my musical family. Like, my grandma plays the piano. Like, she might be, I don't know how old she is, 80 something, and she'll still play the piano. If you FaceTime her, she'll forget that you're there, and she just goes off.
It's so important for them to continue.
Music.
Yeah.
And memory care, they forget everything but not lyrics. They'll remember.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting, eh?
Yeah.
Music
And
has that impact.
You can see the eyes going like, oh, I remember this. And then they start singing, and they're like, oh, I remember this. And then they don't forget music.
That's why they probably like the older songs
Yes.
than the newer
They kind
songs.
of they've reverted back
Childhood,
to a time, and if you hit the right song, that they're kind of in that
Like the Frank
year.
Sinatra vibes.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Perry Como. I didn't know
love
these
that.
people before.
Now you do.
Well, and this is ironic. So my dad, on Saturday mornings, we would get up, and if he got up early, you'd hear the vacuum going, and you're like, oh, here we go, because we got to get up and start cleaning. And he would either put on Latin music or oldies, and I hated them both because I didn't want to get up and clean.
Está loco.
And but it's funny how life works, because here I am in Latin bands playing, and a lot of people, if you don't play or if you're not familiar with Latin music, it's hard. It's a hard thing for people to grasp. But here I am doing it, and now I'm singing these old songs, and it's like my dad was teaching me.
Yeah.
He was.
I didn't know,
ready,
and it was literally 50 years later. Or 45 years later, where those kind of lessons came into play.
I love that. So, do you miss being in the back and playing your percussion?
No, we still do that, and no, I still love it. One thing I don't like, when you're performing at seniors' homes, I walk in with, I've got a sound system and a backpack, and the drumming stuff, then I'm like, I gotta drag these drums in, and, multiple trips and hooking up microphones and stuff. That kind of thing is probably made that seem more tedious because I'm doing other things.
Now you
but,
just walk in with a suitcase and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Like I have a suitcase here. That's what I walk in with, and
Yep.
But I still, I think drummers are kind of born, and like even on the way here, Carla's trying to nap, and here I am drumming on the
On the steering wheel. I'm like, yo, man.
You do that too.
It's constant.
Yeah.
And I started as my mom said I would take out all the pots and pans and grab wooden spoons, and I was like, ding, 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 ding. Like my entire life, I always have. I don't know if it's like this for everyone. I always have a song in my head. I always have something.
You too?
There's always something going on up there.
Something going on. Something that's rhythmic or,
At least there's still something in there.
Either music. For me, it's music, or sometimes it's like
Music.
like either an interview or like so that's why sometimes I could be driving and just like talking to myself as I'm
Same,
like
yeah.
thinking about what's going on.
Do all artists talk to? I think all artists talk to themselves to get organized.
I'm not an artist. I talk to myself.
You are an artist. Look at you here.
I talk to myself a lot.
Yeah.
I do, yeah, quite
I
constantly.
even talk in my sleep. My husband's like, you talk so much, you talk in your sleep. And I'm like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
You go to commercial before a nightmare. Okay, but first, I'm going to have a nightmare, but first, before that.
I know.
No, he was like, I think there was a phase where I was watching MTV Catfish and I binged it. And then he said there was one night where he thought it sounded like I was on Catfish and I was interrogating people.
Oh my
Oh, wow.
and I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
whoa, okay, I have a problem.
You just got married last summer? Are you still newlyweds? Or has it
almost
been
2 years.
Almost 2
years,
years.
yeah.
Time
2
is
years this
flying
weekend,
by.
July
All right.
2nd. Yeah.
Woo,
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah.
Any plans for your anniversary? It's still newlyweds. Like,
We are
Still doing
going
stuff, yeah.
to the East Coast.
Oh, nice.
So for our viewers, I won't be here, but Scott's back live.
I'll hold down the fort.
So
Aw.
I'll be taking a little trip for a few weeks.
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's nice.
You're driving there.
I'm not driving.
Well, yeah,
I'm
but
a passenger
you'll be in the car.
princess.
Yeah.
Without a drummer.
I'll be the one driving. I'll let you know. Yeah. No, it's been. Yeah, we haven't seen each other since.
Since then.
Since
yeah.
back then. Yeah.
But you know,
See.
that's one thing with social media that is awkward. That I think I see you all the time.
Yeah.
We know
and I
what's
see you.
happening
true.
all the time.
And
yeah.
I'm with you in your house when you play games or when you put a video out, and with you when you talk about the pageants or when you're emceeing. Like in our brain, and my mom, she's a metaphysician, and we used to read books about this, and the brain doesn't really know the difference between a TV or a screen, and it will process after that, oh, that was a TV, that was a movie, but at the beginning it doesn't. So when I see you, say, getting married, for example, oh, I'm at the wedding, in my head, and then I'm like, oh, you got married, like I know everything, like what you guys are doing, and it feels familiar. That
She was actually at the wedding.
Yeah.
Did you get COVID too?
No.
Okay, you're lucky.
You got COVID at your wedding?
Yeah. Did you get COVID at my
A lot of
wedding?
people did.
Oh.
The wedding, her wedding was like I think that was my first big event where I like came out into the world.
You
After
were
COVID,
very
yeah.
careful too, and I felt
we
so
had
bad.
lockdown, and then we picked
Like
up
we didn't do
picked
our
up little
show
COVID.
live like in person.
Yeah.
We were taking
Yeah.
very careful precautions,
Wow.
and then it was a spreader.
It was a bit of a spreader event.
It was like anyone who didn't have COVID got it.
Got it, yeah.
Yeah.
I had it five times.
5 times.
5.
I think that's part of the issue of going into
Homes.
retirement homes so much. You are
And I
just
teach, too.
bombarded.
Yeah.
Oh.
I teach kids. Kids are always like
Little
hanging
petri
germs.
dishes of
Yeah.
germs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and they're like, hello, in your face. Is like,
No, yep,
okay.
yep. I when I was in college, I went into early childhood education.
Yeah.
And I did not complete the program because I could not keep up or like make up my hours because I was always sick.
Yeah.
Because they're like in your face and they're coughing, they're sneezing, they're like, ooh.
I used to do a lot of workshops in schools and bring all my drums, and then I was getting sick. And then one time I'm like watching these kids on my drum, and they're like, they're licking the drum head, they're sneezing all over it. So I
Yeah.
started bringing Lysol. And I'm like, okay, kids, there's a Lysol wipe. Everyone wipe down your, wipe whatever you're playing. And
Actually, this past or recently, I went to Activate Toronto. It's like not virtual reality, but it's kind of like there's a lot of kids there.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out why I wasn't feeling well a few days afterwards, and I was like, oh, because there were so many kids and they're touching everything, and then
It's
you
like
go in
other
there and
video
you're
games and stuff?
yeah, and then you go in and then you're touching the same things they were, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, I went to an arcade the other day just to the rec room downtown. I don't know if you guys have been to that.
Oh
I
yeah,
like
we've
the Rec
we've
Room.
played.
I like the Rec
We
Room.
played at the Square one
Yeah.
a couple times.
It's
Yeah.
fun.
Good stage, yeah.
Yeah, and as I'm walking around, and I was just in there like playing the games and stuff, and then as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh,
He's like,
this is
"Ooh."
actually like
Ooh.
everybody in here has touched everything in here, and then I'm get.
Did you become like more germaphobe
Yes.
when?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm in a habit now, like I have like a little, what is it, the sanitizer in the
Me
car.
too. I'm like that.
Yeah. So every time I get into the car now, from wherever I am, it's just like, boop, 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 you know.
My aunt and my uncle, they're doctors, and they're like, just sanitize and then put a little bit on your nose here, because the virus lives here for a day in your nose, then it goes in. So just get home and make sure
Scott's gonna be touching his
your
nose now.
I always
I
put
actually
soap.
got there's a Vicks like First Defense. It's a nasal
Yeah,
spray,
I've seen
and
that.
Interesting.
So-
I bring that
Stays
sometimes
here.
after a home. I just you know.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna do that. So I'll go.
And then he'll be driving
You're gonna
drunk.
be doing lines
Carla
of
told me to
sanitizer.
put alcohol in my nose, and now I can't.
Carla
drive.
told us to.
Oh, I gotta do a quick sanitizer bump.
1 second.
I'm not sick, but I am a little wasted.
Oh my god, that's gross.
I didn't know that. But that's good advice.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
So you know that it's not gonna hit you, like if you go home and shower, or
Yeah.
clean your nose, whatever. It'll be
below
fine.
your nose, Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, in general, I've noticed I do like even before COVID, I was always in the habit of just
Washing your hands.
yeah. When I come home from outside, I always like go. It's always the first
So
thing.
you're
I
a
just do
very
it.
unique man, because men are known for not washing their hands.
I think I saw it somewhere like way before COVID. I think there was just I can't remember where it was. Either I saw something on TV
It
or
stayed in
something.
your head.
Yeah, so I just sort of like I picked up that habit early on, so that helped.
No, I was like that. I was always like washing my hands, and then when I go home, even from when I come here, when I go home, I change into like my pajamas or like house clothes, even though I was just here.
Yeah, well, getting all the outside world.
Yeah.
I think the older you get, the more paranoid. Because before, a cold didn't even slow you down.
Yeah.
That's true.
You
too,
know,
yeah.
now a cold can knock you out for a day. or
You
two.
sneeze the
That's
wrong
true.
way and your back is
Yeah,
tweaked.
I think in the 2 years I've only had one show where I went in with like a sore throat, and you know you're not really secure about your singing. But I've been very
Oh, yeah.
Been
You
very
must know
lucky.
about that when you have
Oh,
booked a show
we were
and
just
then
talking about
the day
that.
before you get a tickle as a singer, you're like, oh
Yep.
man. My mom swears on like salt water with salt and a little bit of white vinegar the night before when you get a tickle.
You drink it or you,
You gargle.
Okay.
Gargle. I swallow a little bit just to make sure.
Yeah,
that
we've
it
always
didn't-
had. We were, you know, my parents were from Aruba, so it was always salt water. And then if you are sick, there was no cough medicine, but you'd have rum,
Whiskey, yeah.
rum, lime, and honey.
Yeah, my dad does that.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. Like cough medicine has alcohol, and it kind of numbs the throat. It's like, just go.
My
for the real
grandma
thing.
used to make hot milk with honey and rum. It's so delicious.
Oh, really?
So delicious. Like hot milk.
But what's a hot toddy? That's like
That's
an
Garson.
England thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I had one during
Hot toddy.
the distillery Christmas market. It was hot toddy, but I didn't really know what was in it.
What is it?
I think it's
sweet?
whiskey based, but I don't know what makes it hot, or is it mulled wine or something? It's a
Yeah.
hot drink, yeah.
Yeah, it was tasty, but I don't really know what was in it. I don't really know what was in it.
I told you, ask Garson.
Why don't we hear another song? Let's do the ads, and then we'll come to the other side, and Greg's gonna sing a song.
Yeah.
All right.
Check it,
Better
check
warm up.
it.
I can't wait to hear Greg sing.
Yeah.
All right, let's get the ads going then, and then you can, if you want, you can make your way over to the performance area, and we'll have your performance. But for now, everybody, let's get the ads going, ladies and gentlemen. Today's episode of The Sit Down is brought to you by the following fantastic advertisers. They make this show possible, so let's meet them, let's thank them.
Yeah.
Happy Canada Day. Here we go. The Toronto real estate market is growing and changing every day. In these challenging times, you need someone in your corner. Jeanette McKenzie, Realtor at Forest Hill Signature, is committed to looking out for you. She'll go the extra mile to ensure you have all the information you need to make a decision you can feel confident about. Purchasing a home is one of the biggest financial investments you'll make in life. Don't leave it to chance, Regine.
No.
Call Jeanette McKenzie at Forest Hill Signature. She's my realtor. That's right, the place I'm in right now. She helped me find it, and the one before that too, actually. She's my realtor, and she could be yours. Call today at 416-523-0408 or email at jmckenziehomes@gmail.com. Jewelry forever. Conveniently located at CF Markville Shopping Center on 5000 Highway 7 East, Markham. They do custom-made jewelry, Regine. Repairs. They change watch batteries. They have custom laser engraving. Incredible. It's all done on site in the store. They also clean your stuff as well.
They cleaned my wedding ring.
They do it all. And we have a great deal worked out with them, don't we, Regine?
Yes, we do. If you go in and let them know Scott and Regine sent you, you'll get 15% off your entire purchase.
That's right. 15% off. 15%.
And Greg actually won a watch from them.
Correct.
One of our raffles.
One of our giveaways. That's right. That's right. So they have great giveaways too.
Yes,
if you
they
tune into
do.
this show. Make sure you follow them on Instagram and TikTok as well, because he posts a lot of awesome behind-the-scenes videos, repairs he's done, custom stuff he does. It's just a really cool
Everything.
account to follow. So follow them and find out more at jewelryforever.ca. Beautified by Romina.
Internationally trained hair and makeup artist. She is the official makeup artist and hair artist of the Sit Down. Not only does she do our hair and makeup for our photo shoots or when we MC live, but she also does weddings, proms, engagements, baby showers, headshots. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Beautified by Romina. And anywhere you need to be beautified, she takes care of everything.
Reach out to her on Instagram and Facebook at Beautified by Romina.
And if you would like to advertise on the show, it's very easy, right, Regine?
It's simple. All you have to do is email us at radioshowad, that's radioshowad@gmail.com.
That's right. We do the show. Well, it's not live this week, but we always do the ads at the same time we do the show. So the ads are customized every single week. What does that mean? It means you can personalize them week to week. Do you have an event, a sale, something happening at a particular time, a particular place? You let us know. We let your potential client base know in real time. It's a great way to build a brand new relationship with a brand new audience.
Just like we've been talking about.
That's right. So get in touch, radioshowad@gmail.com. And we are back, everybody.
And we're ready to listen to Greg sing for the first time on the Sit Down, because normally he's on the percussion.
That's right.
On the drums.
This is a world premiere. Sit Down world premiere.
Dun, da, da, da.
Everybody take it away.
Greg.
Greg Noguera. Boom.
The one threw a party in the county jail. The prison band was there and they began to wail. The band was jumping and the joint began to swing. You should have heard those knocked out jailbirds sing. Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the whole cell block was dancing to the jailhouse rock. Now Spotty Murphy played the tenor saxophone. Little Joe was blowing on the slide trombone. The drummer boy from Illinois with Crash Boom Band. The whole rhythm section was a purple gang. Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the whole cell block was dancing to the jailhouse rock. Well, number 47 said to number 3, you're the cutest jailbird I ever did see. I sure would be delighted with your company. Come and do the jailhouse rock with me. Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the whole cell block was dancing to the jailhouse rock, rock, rock. Happy Canada Day, everyone. It's a beautiful country. The sad sack was sitting on a block of stone. Weaver in the corner weeping all alone. The boys say, hey buddy, don't be no square. You can't find a party, use a wooden chair. Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the whole cell block was dancing to the jailhouse rock. Shifty Henry said to Bugs, for heaven's sake, no one's looking now, a chance chance to make a break. Well, she turned to shift, he said, nix, nix, nix. I want to stick around a while and get my kicks. Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the wholesale block was dancing to the jailhouse rock. Dancing to the jailhouse rock. I'm dancing to the jailhouse rock. You're dancing to the jailhouse rock. We are all dancing to the jailhouse rock. Dancing to the jailhouse rock. We were dancing to the jailhouse. One more time, we were dancing to the jailhouse rock.
Hey, woohoo!
That was
awesome.
a little bit of the old Elvis.
Shaky, shaky time.
I liked it.
I don't quite have the pelvis of Elvis, but
The pelvis of Elvis. That was great, Greg.
thank you so much.
I love that energy.
I've been in the background watching Carla perform all the time, and she's kind of set the bar high for in terms of energy, and even you got to ramp it up for the seniors. You really have to engage them. So it's not really naturally. I'm not really naturally that exuberant, but I'm learning.
You
I'm
did
having fun
great.
doing it. Thank you.
it's great.
Thank you so much.
That was
great.
awesome. You've been
Got it.
behind the scenes for too long. They should have put you on stage a long time ago.
Oh, too
Center
kind.
stage.
I tried, but
Do you two ever sing together?
yeah.
Yeah. We do have. We've done some duets. We do a lot of theme shows.
Christmas.
Yeah, so Christmas. We actually have a
Christmas
Christmas
in
in July coming up.
Ooh.
that we're
We
doing
should
a
do that
show.
here.
Tell us
Christmas
more.
time.
Yeah, and we do themes like St. Patrick's Day or the homes always have.
Valentine.
Yeah, Valentine's is a big one. Christmas, it's I love Christmas carols, but when you start, the end of November, the Christmas shows start. By after Christmas Day, you're like, oh, thank
over it.
God,
Yeah.
because it's a busy time. So sometimes twice a day or multiple times in a week, you're doing the same songs, and it's nice. You got to bring the energy every time, because for them it's the first time maybe they're hearing it. But
Yep.
that's I guess it's like that with any performer. The Rolling Stones still have to bring it, right?
Yeah.
Every time,
Yeah.
So yeah,
The
you're
funny
right.
thing is, like, being so busy, like I teach and I sing, and I have my daughter as well. Forever baby, Kiwi mommy. We don't see each other that much, Greg and I. He
Really?
takes care of his mom, I take care of my daughter. So our booking agent has put us together on main dates, like end of the year, New Year's parties,
Yeah.
Valentine's.
So you get to celebrate.
that way we see
Special
each other.
occasions, yeah.
And the great thing about the seniors home, like last year we had a New Year show, and they're like, okay, it's a late show, and we're done at 9.
Yeah.
Because that's late. That's crazy
their
late.
midnight,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're falling asleep. Yeah, we have to always, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm faking the countdown because
Yes.
they want an afternoon show,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's so cute.
yeah.
So when you're choosing your set list for that group, because so for example, I notice right now, like with my own band, when we're doing like festival, like outdoor stuff. So I played the Unionville Fest a while ago.
Yeah.
And like we've been doing a lot of, usually 70s, 80s, 90s. That's like kind of the demographic, for like that type of festival where, you can get a wide net. So when you're putting together a set list for the older generation, it's like what songs are you pulling from? What era are you grabbing? Are you going to one particular area, or is it a lot of?
For me, it was very interesting to find out that the music that my parents listened to exists in English as well. So, of course, again, the lyrics are different, but the melody is the same. So all I have to do is learn the English words to it. And a lot of them in Spanish are more dramatic or heartbreaking, and in English is switched to, kind of a sweeter version. But I love it because I recognize them, and I'm like, do they have this in English? Who wrote it first? Then it's interesting to find out where it came from. Who did it? Who was the hen or the egg? And that's pretty cool. So for me, it's songs that I listened to when I was young, as well as request. Because talking about setting the bar high, he's Mr. Request, and that puts a pressure on me, for example, because they're like, oh, can you do this? No. But I can do that. Okay, that's fine. They're pretty good. Like once you say, I'll learn it from next time. But for me, it's more like Doris Day, Patsy Cline. I love those two. And with men, also Fred Astaire, like, yeah.
It really, it's the 1920s to about
40s.
the early 70s is kind of the latest I go for, and that's kind of a younger crowd. So if they're in their 70s, then I'll do something from the 70s.
Yeah.
For the most part, though, it's the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s.
Nice.
Wow.
Like I've met
Groovy.
someone that's 106 last week.
Wow.
And she still puts a bonnet on and comes with the walker. She still,
Love that.
and I said, "What's your secret?" She's like, "A little bit of alcohol before I sleep." She has a little bit of Cointreau.
That's so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah, I don't
Nice.
really do set lists. I've got a working set list of about 650 songs. So
That's a big set list.
there, there's not many times where they ask for something that I don't know it. And even if I haven't sung it, I know it because, good songs. And I don't know if I've always been like that. If I hear a song once, I'll know all the drum breaks. Like,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
right? Like but good writing kind of lends itself to that. And these songs, the melodies are kind of, there's not anything that's too out there. It's all very predictable with the chords and stuff.
Safe,
So it's
Yeah.
it's quite easy to just muddle through.
What's your favorite, you guys, your favorite oldie song?
I have a lot.
Beatles probably for you, huh?
Yeah.
Rolling Stones.
I mean, yeah, Beatles are huge. Like that, they're my favorite songwriters, I think. In terms of my favorite oldies, see, when I was growing up, my parents always had the oldie station on.
Yes.
So I grew up. So there's a whole bunch of songs that I like know all the words, and I don't even know who the artist
like
is.
Nat
Yeah.
Cole and
Yeah.
all those people, yeah.
Or like the Ronettes.
The Ronettes.
Or like
Be My Baby.
yeah, I love that's one of my favorite
Yeah.
songs.
I love
actually.
that song so
Yeah,
much,
yeah.
yeah.
So
You should do it.
I have covered it before.
Yeah?
I pulled it out a couple
Okay.
times. Yeah, but like I'm just trying to think like. If someone asked me to sing some songs from like the 20s or 30s, I don't think I
sing
would know a
Elvis.
single one.
You know what? You
Elvis
would.
was 50s. Though.
You would, because a lot of the songs that are popular in the 50s and 40s are remakes of old
No.
songs.
Really?
Like All of Me. You think that was a 50s song? No, it's from the 20s or 30s.
How
A
interesting.
lot of these songs are really old, and everyone's done them.
Huh. They just
and I'm
added a
surprised
different
all
drum
the
beat
time.
to it, maybe.
Yeah, like they put their own little spin on it.
Yeah.
Elvis didn't really do anything new. He
Yeah.
was kind of regurgitating, in a good way for him, stuff that he grew up watching.
He was cute. He got away with a lot.
I actually,
Elvis.
there was an article, Ray Charles, someone was interviewing him, and they asked about Elvis, and he's like, Elvis didn't impress me. He's like,
Jealousy.
well, no, he's like, he said, we've been shaking our asses for hundreds of years. It's just he found a way to imitate what he's seen, and it was something new for
Make it
his audience,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it wasn't new for anyone who's been in that
That's true.
scene, of older.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like how Miley Cyrus made twerking popular, but like
People have been shaking their
people have been
booties all
twerking
day.
for a long time.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So
Or even the moonwalk. There's stuff from the 1920s where they're doing the
Yeah, the
moonwalk.
moonwalk.
But Michael came and kind of
Made it better.
made it better. Yeah, yeah.
I find the interesting part about Elvis is like, for those times, unfortunately, more racist people were there,
Yeah.
and he was a white man doing a black man's dance.
yes.
And I think if a black man would have done it, it would have been not as good. And
No.
now, after he did it, everybody could do it. You
Yeah.
know, so I think he kind of opened up that it was okay to like do that kind of movement, and that it wasn't a sin.
Yeah, it was. I remember actually in university I took a course. It was a rock and pop history course, and that was one of, especially through that era and earlier as well. It was a very common thing where a song would do popular, like it was made by some black artists.
Yes.
And it'd be being sold on sort of like a black label or something. But then what'll happen is the song will get re-recorded by a white group, and then it'll explode.
Exactly.
Right? And it was just because it was just a different time. If something was put out by a black artist, there would be people who they wouldn't even look
at it. That's my point. Like,
Yeah.
he did a huge breakthrough, because then after that, everyone was allowed to shake their boom boom.
Have you
Greg
seen?
did it earlier.
There's an article. There's been lots of documentaries about The Lion Sleeps Tonight, that song, Wimbaway.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know, and it the family never got paid.
No way.
You know, it was
Really?
stolen.
That.
They ended up getting a settlement from Disney of like $250,000, like you know, a drop
That's
in the bucket of
nothing,
what
yeah.
it generated, and it now was a descendant of the gentleman that wrote the song, and it just, you know, it tore him apart because it wasn't a lot of money, but everyone was invested, and you know, they were.
That's a great song.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, if you just listen to a song, it's a great song, but it's got a past that wasn't
Yeah.
very fair.
In fact, I remember that song was actually, we'd learned about it in that history course that I took, and I
Yeah.
remember we listened to like the original version, and it's like they made it into kind of, I guess, what would have been a pop song at that time, but it was a much older. I can't remember now like the exact history, but it was way older than what it was.
Yeah, it's an old African song. Yeah.
And the thing is, even the idea of like getting royalties and stuff like that was invented when radio and everything sort of exploded. So before that, it was like, oh, I'll just take that.
Yeah,
no one's
remake
protecting
it.
me.
Yeah.
There's no royalty collection, or what is it called now when you get what's the company? It's SoCan in
SoCan?
Canada does it,
Yeah.
and then there's one in the U.S. as well, an equivalent.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like that
But
existed.
not
back then.
before, I know.
No.
And I think that we don't realize how much people paved for
Oh, yeah.
us to be okay now to do what we do. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
I think that's why I love singing these old songs, because some of these songs are like, you know, approaching 100 years old. And you listen to songs that are kind of popular on the radio now, and you're like, there's no way in hell that's going to be around in 100 years. You know, it's not around in
Yeah.
3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that we're keeping the history of these songs, and, you know, hopefully it might change, you know, like at one time the Beatles or maybe like Spandau Ballet will be someone's, you know, when they were a kid, you know, they grew up in the 80s.
Yeah.
So it's going to change, but I think there's a lot less songs that have the longevity that the songs from the 20s to the 60s have.
I'm sure Macarena will be around.
I hope so.
We had to do that. Yeah, we did a party.
We had to do
Yeah, they wanted the
Macarena.
Macarena.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay.
Oh my
All right.
gosh.
And
So-
that's the thing, like it's not about you. They ask for the Macarena, you gotta Macarena the hell out of the song.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Greg and I got hired to do a special needs party. It was fabulous. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't know what was gonna happen, but they got into it. It was like a nightclub with the lights on.
I think there's about 30 autistic and Down syndrome
Yeah, it was
kids
beautiful.
of various
Yeah.
ages, and you know what? They know
how to party.
without the filter. They know how to party. Like you put there's no. They hear music, boom, they're dancing.
Yeah.
There's no like, oh, you know, who's watching me, or
Because they can express themselves
yeah,
freely.
yeah. So we look at like disability, and I'm like, are they really disabled?
Maybe
like in
we're
a lot of
disabled
ways,
'cause we are scared to
They're
move
way
things.
more. They have way more ability than we do when it comes to
Yeah.
social things
Expressing
and being
themselves,
honest about what they're feeling at the time. You know, so there's a lot to learn.
It's fun. Yeah.
It's cool.
So it's Canada Day. We're celebrating Canada Day on our show. You mentioned that you are performing for Canada Day at...
Yes, we'll be at Texas Longhorn. It's on North Service Road.
Yeah, like the border of Mississauga.
Yeah,
Oakland.
the Applewood Plaza. I
More
think a lot of people know
Toronto,
that.
Mississauga. It's
Yeah,
North
yeah, it's
Toronto.
just off the QEW,
Yeah.
and kind of near Dixie Value Mall. If,
That's where people will know.
Yeah, people know that. Or
Oh, okay. So it's where Dixie Mall is. It's like across the
Yeah.
highway from there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know where that is.
And we've had a residency there for I don't know how
2
long.
years now.
2 years, and we always play on a Saturday or Sunday, 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And every time we play, we're like, there's no way we can pack it again.
And we pack it again.
And we pack it, and it
Yeah.
is a fun
I have a
afternoon
good time.
party.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of Zumba people who
Nice.
they bring 20 or 30 people, and to be able to have that kind of draw every week, every time we play once a month, it's a blessing. And then we have a really great fans of Latin Train
Yeah.
who always show up, and we so appreciate it. And you know, when they show up, you're like, okay, we got to bring it, because they are expecting a level
Yeah.
of fun that we have to bring every time. Yeah.
So Canada, we're performing in homes, and then at the end we're going there. I think
Yeah.
6 o'clock.
Yeah, it'll be later. It'll be 6 to 10.
What day?
July
on the 1st, on Canada Day.
July 1st.
So tomorrow.
Today.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There you go.
Now, see, this is why it's been so long since we've seen both of you, because you are booked and busy.
That's
and
true,
it's
yeah,
like
for the longest
every time we're like, we should get Latin Train back.
Yeah.
Well, like
Right.
Sundays,
I'm busy.
it's
I'm
like
like,
Sundays just didn't work out. That's why we were doing a pre-tape. I'm like, all right, let's find a
And then
day.
we'll bring Nelson back. We can play some live music.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And
Yeah.
you should play with us too.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like that.
I'll be the camera person.
Yeah.
Do it. Yeah.
You can bring your grandmother. She can sing.
She passed. Just maybe she'll
Oh,
join
so
us.
sorry.
A little scary.
Maybe spiritually. Yeah.
Surprise!
She'll join us too.
She
Yeah.
sang a lot of like old school Filipino music that I've never, like when you were asking about like my favorite, I'm like, I don't know English old songs. I know more of like the Filipino oldies folk music.
I'm glad that you kept your culture, because a lot of people these days are not interested in the language or culture. They're like just merged into their work and being here and not really thinking your roots are so very important.
To me, I guess because I grew up understanding it and I never really spoke it, but I was, like I said, like I grew up listening to the music, and that's how I learned how to speak it, was through karaoke.
Yeah.
And then my friends in high school were like, okay, we're gonna talk to you only in Tagalog. You can't respond in English. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I love to talk, so I was like, okay, how do I talk to them without? Oh, so I was kind of forced to learn
That's
it.
great.
And I'm really grateful that they made me do that.
It opens
So are you
doors,
fluent
know?
now? Like you would consider yourself fluent?
When I've had enough alcohol in my system, yes.
Oh, that's
No. But when I hear it more often, like if I'm with my family and I hear it, it comes out.
Yeah,
But if
yeah.
it's just me and my husband, he's actually learning.
Is he Filipino too?
No, he's pure Canadian,
Oh,
and
okay.
he's definitely, he probably knows more than you.
Definitely does. I only know about 2 sentences.
You don't know your language?
No. no.
Just kidding.
But you know what? That was like I'm in my mid 50s. But when I was younger, my parents, who both spoke 4 languages fluently, they were like, no, like you have to speak English,
Yeah.
and they didn't want to. Where kids are such a sponge, like you know, it would have been much easier for me. And now I'm trying, especially like being with Carla, and also playing in salsa bands. I should have. I should have more. I've been doing Duolingo 253 days today.
Wow.
A streak.
More when this is aired.
Yes. But it doesn't come naturally to me. So I understand, like Carla can speak to me in Spanish and I answer in English. I just don't have the confidence to speak it.
I get that. I was like that too.
Yeah.
But you have to do what my friends did, where it's like, I will only talk to you if you talk to me in Spanish.
I do, but he's like, no, I need you to tell me fast. Tell me in English. So I'm like, okay.
I have to like really go into like
Yeah.
another part of my brain to be like, oh, okay,
Click
this
on.
is how I say it. But then when I hear it, it's just fluent.
You have to stop thinking in English to speak properly in another.
Yeah, because you have to not be like translating.
Yeah,
You just have to know
exactly.
it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what you have to do. Just
Yeah, I
say
think like, I'm
Yeah.
very much translating.
Yeah.
So everything I kind of hesitate. So,
But
yeah.
I want, like I told my husband, like when we have kids, they're learning Tagalog, whether you do it or not.
No, you should. Yeah.
Our kids are going to be more fluent.
That's great.
Now,
yeah.
is there, you know, like a lot of cultures have like a Sunday school, a language school. Is that prominent in the Filipino community? Like I know
Probably.
Polish, there's like a lot of Polish
Probably.
schools.
Yeah,
there's
there
a
is-
lot of
there is-
Croatian
It must exist.
schools. They must exist.
Take
Yeah.
them on
Probably.
Sundays.
I'll just leave them with my mom and be like, here you go, mom.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Because that's like
That's
the best
great.
way is to just the kids need to just hear it and be exposed to it, right?
Yeah.
I'll
So-
bring my kids here. Your mom can talk to them and
She would-
during
she would love
while
that,
we're
actually.
on air.
Yeah.
because again, like growing up, right? Like obviously, my mom and dad speak English to each other, so it's like we're just gonna hear English, you know.
Did
And
your
so-
dad pick up any Tagalog?
If he did, it's about the same as I did.
We'll
Yeah,
ask
you know.
him later.
Yeah, it's like the only time I ever really heard it spoken is if we go to my aunt's house and now my mom's talking with her sister, right?
Or your
But-
grandma's.
or grandmother too. But it was like it's not common enough that the adults are upstairs talking to each other and I'm
Do you
downstairs playing
understand it
video
at
games. I understand 2 sentences and a handful of words. Like when I hear "segurado," I know that means like, "Are you sure?"
At least you know that.
But that's
it's
only that's recent. I've known because I was watching Filipino TV with my mom, and she like kind of pointed out that and that kind of makes sense to me because like "segurado" is like secure. Are you secure in your?
Yeah.
Oh, are you sure? You know?
See, like when I went to Texas, there's a lot of Spanish-speaking people there, and they would all talk to me in Spanish, and I'd be like, "Mi no comprende."
But we have a lot of.
It's very
words.
similar, very
Mesa,
similar.
Mesa, table, uno, dos, the numbers, the weekdays.
The numbers are not as
No?
no.
Yellow.
Ocho is the same.
Yellow, like the eyes. There's
The
lots
colors
of
are
There's a lot
very
of, yeah, there's a
similar.
crossover, yeah.
The colors are
Yeah.
similar, like zapatos and
Like my grandmother also speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
I have some long-term students that are all Filipino, and they all play congas.
nice.
And I think it was pre-COVID that I started, and it's still, there's a group of 5 of them. They all work for the TTC.
Nice.
They all came from the same village, and they've bought a hotel now.
Wow.
And COVID kind of changed their plans because
Yeah.
the price dropped in half. So they were able to buy it.
Oh, wow.
So 2 of the students who are single guys have gone there, and they're overseeing renovation. They keep saying they're gonna bring the Latin band, the trio, for their grand opening.
I would love to go to the Philippines again.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that so
I love,
much.
have you've never
I've
been?
still never been.
Oh, you
Well,
will love
I gotta
it.
get over there, yeah.
You
I
need
want
to.
to.
My mom just bought flights because she said Philippine Airlines has a deal right now. If you're interested,
Oh,
Let's
Let's talk
go.
about that.
Let's do the show
I
there.
want to go. Yeah, live
how
on.
cool would that be?
I mean, I have connections in the Philippines to actually get us somewhere if we ever chose to go.
Let's
to the
go.
Philippines.
We'll be your backup band.
Let's do it. Well, my uncle was part of is part of the Philippine Orchestra, but he was also part of a ska band in the Philippines, like one of the very first ska bands to ever exist in the
Yeah.
Philippines.
Wow.
Like he
Yeah.
introduced it to them.
That's
Even
cool.
I find, like even Japan in that they have a big salsa scene. I'm connected with a bunch of congueros all over the world through groups, and yeah,
Conguero.
and it's funny, there's 3 Japanese congueros that are all women, and they're killing it. Like they're just playing great. Yeah,
Go
yeah,
ladies, go ladies.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I would love to go there.
You
One day.
should.
One day
I
I'll
love
get
the
up there.
food.
Road trip.
So good.
Road trip.
Road trip.
That's a long trip.
Road trip, boat, plane
Plane.
trip, road
Yeah.
trip.
Boat.
And the history that exists there between, the conquerors,
Yeah.
Portugal, Spaniard, Japanese, and so much happened, and how resilient Filipinos were through the whole thing. And like at the end, they're all
They're
gone,
still
and you're still there.
smiling,
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do like a 23andMe just to see how much of the different cultures
I'd like to do that too because I
Yeah, I've
really
done
don't
it.
know.
Yeah,
Maybe
I've
we'll
done it.
all do it and then get together again.
then share our results.
My dad did it, and our name is Spanish, so he thought it would. The percentage of Spanish was one of the smallest, and he was his parents were Arawak Indian, which is a couple tribes in the Caribbean, Teneo and Arawak, and we were like the peaceful ones, and the other ones were the warring tribe. And so he was 30%, and then the next one was 11% African, which makes sense because Aruba, when Portugal had colonized Angola, they brought a lot of migrant workers to Aruba to work the sugarcane fields and that. So, yeah, so the African influence is.
They had little parties and then little babies
Yeah.
like you came out.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to run out of time because we need to redeem ourselves.
What?
Oh, you're talking about our special
I
segment.
am the last time, and I'm Nelson. If
Because we talked
if
about
he's watching
Nelson.
this, Nelson really did a horrible job with
What was
the,
their
with
score?
the
Was it like
monkeys.
1 or 2?
I think it was 4.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
still
it was-
But
bad.
I don't know if it held on. I think it might have been briefly 4, but it was less.
I'm not doing
Yeah.
anything.
Carla is doing.
Carla, okay, before the show,
Yes.
Carla said she's never played a game in her life.
I don't play games.
Wait,
it
like
was the first
wait.
She's
for
never
everything.
played a game.
You mean like any game? Like
I don't play games.
Like
like not even just this
tic-tac-toe?
game. You're saying like
I was not raised playing games at all.
oh
Well, guess what, ma'am?
Yes.
We're playing a game today.
I had colors and paper, and I was always drawing.
Not today.
or putting shows for my parents.
Carla's got a funny story. Her dad traveled quite a bit, and Carla ended up having to travel in the trunk quite a bit, and was
could've been playing games in there.
subjected to carbon monoxide
Yeah.
poisoning.
That's
her
why
whole
you
life.
have asthma.
I didn't know. No, I was born with asthma. But funny enough, like I only realized when I took a course in Sheridan that can cause, how sick I was feeling. I was in a Citroen, so the hatchback was like the combust. I was there with my Barbies, and I was just like so sick all the time.
Oh my God.
I was also now that you brought up my dad and weird things, he made me believe I was a hen until I was 2. Yeah.
Oh, it's a cute story.
So every morning there would be eggs under my pillow, and he would thank me that I was providing for the family breakfast.
What was your nickname?
Gallina clo 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 hen. So then one day I was awake and I saw him putting the eggs.
And then you knew.
She was
I realized
devastated.
I'm not a hen.
Yeah, that's why I matured so fast. At 2 was shocking. I wasn't a hen laying
Because
eggs.
you thought
So what
when
came
you go to
first, the
sleep.
chicken or the egg?
Yeah. So you thought when you go to sleep at night that you're laying eggs as you were sleeping.
Well,
But
she was
I-
proud of
But
providing
he
for the
said
family.
they came out of my ear on top of it. So I was like checking, making sure my ears were clean and good, and the eggs would come out for breakfast.
Oh my God, that's so cute. I'm gonna
Were
do
you?
that.
Did you ever ask him
Why?
or how he came up with the
He
idea? or-
liked to do weird things to us. To
he's a
check, like I was
prankster.
telling Greg, leave us. I was 3. My brothers would be like 10 and 11. Will drop us in downtown Spain with like say equivalent to $1 then and a map. Leave us to get back to the house that we just moved into in Spain. And I was tiny, and my brothers would take me. They'll have to figure out how to get home, and they became really strong men. Like they're super bright because my dad was never. That's why games. There's no time for gaming.
That was a game.
Well,
Yeah.
Hide and seek. Here
Yeah,
we go.
yeah.
Although, but that thing with the map, though, I mean, that's like teaching someone to
But
navigate.
those maps were gigantic, and they had letters and numbers and.
Nowadays, if you do that, you're in trouble.
Well, this is also, my daughter, she's 25, but she grew up she had a cell phone, and we knew where, and I said, oh my, like, you lost out. We were just wild, you know,
two were
and
wild
literally
outside.
we just had our bike, and how you found your
home by
friends,
the
you look
time the
down the
sun-
street to
yeah.
where all the bikes, because every single bike would be in someone's driveway. That's how.
That was my house.
That was like our GPS
Yeah.
positioning, like someone had and we would just take off, and we would go far. And there's always, we learned how to deal with conflict, and Chloe's like, oh, I hated that. Like I love that you knew where I were. And I'm like, oh, it's kind of sad that kids have lost that complete freedom to go out and not have any money.
Yep.
You do the collect phone call. So
You gotta
the message
wait
would be,
until-
yeah.
yeah.
And they're like, what's your name? It's like, I'm at whatever, then come pick me up, bye. And the parents wouldn't accept the
Don't accept the charges.
don't accept the charge.
Yeah.
And they would
I
get the
did that
message instead of
too.
the name,
Yeah, there was
I don't
something
think I
nice
ever
about,
did that.
but there was something nice about being able to just you
Be
could just
free, be free.
disappear and like.
I didn't have that though.
No.
Well,
Is that a cultural thing? Like
I don't
did
know,
people-
Mom. Is it a cultural thing? It was more so like you can't go out. You're like all my friends were at my house.
Right,
Because
yeah.
I couldn't go out with them, or if I did, I'd have to be home at a certain time. And like, oh, you're so boring. So then you just come to our house.
I was out with
Yeah.
my brothers, not alone.
I'm the
at-
oldest though.
Oh, I'm the baby.
See, I'm the
Yeah,
eldest
I was-
and
I
the
was
only
The
girl.
youngest too. Yeah.
No.
yeah, like I remember one time I went to the X with like my 3 friends, and then like
You're only
two. Well, yeah, pretty much. You don't need to have many friends. You just have a few good ones. But there were 4 of us, and then 2 of us got separated from the other 2, and then like we had no way to reach each other, right? So
Yeah.
we're just like, so I remember me and my friend, we were walking around looking for them, couldn't find them. Then the X started closing.
Oh, God.
And then like we're like, oh, we're looking for our friends, and they're like, oh, well, that area's closed. They're not over there. So we ended up staying like really late trying to find them. And then we ended up going to a payphone. I think we called my parents, and they were like, where are you guys? And we were like, oh, well, we can't find these guys. They're gone. And then apparently they went home because they couldn't find us.
Yeah.
So it was just like, but there was something.
I like how they left you,
I
but
know.
you waited for them.
I was like, what the heck?
Typical
But,
friends.
yeah.
Right?
Well, they were like, oh,
Are
well,
they
we
really your friends?
We couldn't find you guys, so we figured you went home. I was like, I guess.
I think you're both right. I mean,
In a
it's
way.
right to stay, and it's also right to leave
Yeah.
because you didn't find each other. So
Did you get in trouble?
Yeah. Oh, my parents were, because we were there late. We were there much later, like beyond the closing time, right? So yeah.
Oh yeah,
But-
you
That's
would've been
scary,
in
yeah.
trouble.
But those.
But it was an
But
adventure.
that's an adventure. Exactly.
Adrenaline rush.
We always had those adventures, and I even said to my daughter, I'm like, I hope you have a lot. She's getting married this month.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Next month, July.
This month. Today is the day before.
30th.
Yes.
Oh, that's
so,
right.
So it would be next month.
Yeah, next month.
But I said, I hope you have some stories that
You can
that
tell
we
your kids.
that you know, like, I hope you had some adventures that we don't know about. She's like, yeah. She said I did. I'm like, good for you. Yeah.
But then you become an age where you're like with like your parents, like you and your daughter. There's gonna be a day where your daughter's just gonna tell you everything that she did, and you're gonna be like, oh, I wish I didn't know that.
I'm the opposite. Like my daughter and I are like best friends, and she tells me what I don't want to know all the time. But I'm okay. I listen and I just be like biting my lip, like, oh, I don't say anything. But with Greg's daughter, she's more like timid, like in that sense. She just keeps things for herself.
Your daughters get along? Blended family?
They do get along when they see each other. My daughter's like me, always busy looking for things
Yeah,
to do.
it's very rare that,
And
that we
we
get
live in
together.
Port Credit. They're in Brampton. She was in Georgetown before.
Yeah.
So then, no. But when they get together, they have fun.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, shall we do our final segment?
Oh yeah.
Carla, this is the first time you're playing a game.
Oh no.
Yes.
No. He can play for me. His
Redeem.
little
No,
guy.
you need to redeem for.
But
I will do the next one.
I can't do redemption if I don't know what I'm doing.
Carla, you
We'll explain it.
explained
That's fine.
earlier.
We'll explain it. We'll explain it.
No, Carla, was it that the game that you play with the monkeys and you take one and you get
I remember.
Well, we'll do a demo. We'll do a demo. So
Do
we
a
can
demo.
explain. Okay.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing this week's edition of the Barrel of Monkeys World Championship,
Oh boy.
Canada Day edition.
Canada Day edition.
And the barrel is red for that.
Yeah.
Yep, we planned it. We planned it.
We cut it in blue one.
Yeah. All right, so this is the classic game, Barrel of Monkeys. Been around since the 1960s, I believe. That's when it was invented. And yeah, so last time you guys were on,
Nelson.
it wasn't the best of performances. So
That was shameful. It was really
Wasn't
shameful.
your best work.
So we'll see if it can be redeemed
Is that why
today.
he's not here today?
Yes, that was the straw that broke the
The train's
monkey's back. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's do the demo. Here you go. You can do it.
you.
Oh,
All right,
you're
so-
good at it. Good.
So the way it works,
I'm not that good.
1 minute will be put on the timer. Okay. And it starts, the barrel sits there closed. I will say 3, 2, 1, go. You pour out the monkeys.
Take one monkey.
Take one monkey. Use that monkey to pick up another monkey.
Oh, how lucky.
Use that
is
monkey to pick up another monkey. Look at look at
Oh
that.
Oh,
no.
that's
Now you got a
good.
bunch there, but now it's kind of a weird hook.
It's
But
a clump.
yeah, but you're trying to grab as many monkeys as you can.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. That works.
Oh,
She's good at this.
I do
Yes,
the
you-
demo every week.
Yeah. So you grab as many as you can. Grab as many as you can. Time is up. Freeze so we can count them. So in this case, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 monkeys. The one in your hand does not count towards the total.
Oh boy.
So
Any
6
questions?
monkeys. Yeah. Any questions?
I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous.
The bar was set really low.
So if they're
For-
flat on
for-
the table, are they curvy so you can pick them out?
There's a little bit of
Yeah.
space to get under there. You'll see. You'll
Ay,
see.
Dios mío.
You can also move closer to the table and move
look,
your
it's
mic.
so funny. Carla can perform in in front of 1,000 people, no nerves at all.
Yeah.
This is her actually being nervous
I've
for
never
the monkey
seen
game.
her nervous
I know.
before.
Okay,
All right. Are you ready?
I guess so.
Do us
Okay.
proud, Carla.
Okay, ready?
3.
Open and drop.
Yeah. You just open them and you pour them out when I say go. 3, 2,
She's gonna be super competitive
One.
moving forward.
go.
Yeah. Okay. And you pick anyone. Ooh,
Okay, we got a
2.
double. Oh, that's the one I would have gone for.
All right.
Help me.
You can pick it. Oh,
So
almost.
this is her first time ever playing anything like
Ever.
this.
Game.
Any type of game.
Don't worry, Carla.
Just trying to get used to the shape. There you go. There's an arm there. Yeah.
I got to
yeah.
introduce her to 52 pickup.
Yeah.
You're
There you go.
okay.
There you go. There you go. You got it.
You got it.
There you go.
Nice.
Whoa, okay.
Whoa.
Okay. Okay. I believe with that we've already surpassed Nelson's score for sure.
I don't want to lose them.
20
You're
seconds
fine,
remaining.
you're
You could
fine.
even Just
Can you
mail it
move it?
in now. You're okay. You got a lot. You don't want to lose any.
There you go.
It's good here, maybe.
You're good, Carla.
See if you can get under. There you go. Yeah, that's the right idea.
Yep. Oh, almost.
Almost.
Careful.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
You got it. 5 seconds.
I'm staying like this, I think.
That is
Are you
wise.
sure?
Monkey, come to me.
Time. You know what? That was a respectable run right
So how many
there.
does she have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 monkeys.
7
monkeys.
7 monkeys.
We have to review the tape of Nelson's shameful attempts.
Yeah, we got to go back and see that actually.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
'Cause
Yeah, go ahead.
In fact, let me see. His score would probably be here, right? I think it
No,
would be.
we started fresh after pandemic.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
I think it was like 4 maybe.
My dad will be. What are you doing playing again? I
So
can't now.
7 monkeys.
Get it, girl.
What's the record here?
So the highest record actually just got broken recently, because somebody got all the monkeys.
No
Wow.
way.
Yeah, which had never happened.
Michael Mersikevich?
Michael Mazurkiewicz. He hit 12 monkeys, and he did it right at
a
like
millisecond less than.
yeah. So it was like basically we said it was like 59 seconds, and then
No, it was a 0-0.
yeah, it was pretty much like as he grabbed it, it was going.
Yeah.
So then was it the following week or was it 2 weeks later? It wasn't that long after. Somebody else.
2 weeks after, because Taylor tried and couldn't do it.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
And then
Now do you have to add more into the barrel, or is that it?
well, so now what we've been doing is trying to take into account time. So for example, the
Okay.
person who 2
Doesn't
weeks
count.
later somebody got them all
Yeah.
and had with like 3 seconds left. So now our
Oh,
score is
I
like
see.
so now they got all the monkeys. So now if you get to the last monkey, we have to kind of look at how much time is left.
Okay. Oh wow.
But that's a very recent development because for the longest time, like we were like at the top
With like 9.
with like 9, and then somebody beat us at 10.
You might have
now
to
it's
start
been
drug
passed.
testing. You might,
Yeah, you know what, you're
people
right.
might be coming in here juiced.
Yeah, it's the only way it's the only possible way our score could have been beat. I think.
Can
I
we
think
see
you're
our
right.
scores?
We should look into that. Oh yeah, we didn't look at the monkey standings. Yeah, let's take a look. So I just updated them here. Here we go. There they are. They're kind of tiny. But let's see. Do we have? Yeah. So the lowest score right now on the books is
Is
Josh.
2.
Josh Crutis with 2.
Oh, I remember Josh. You
Yeah.
remember he came out and played with us with Siggy.
Yes,
He came
that's
out and
right.
played the keyboards. Interesting
met him.
guy. I follow him on.
He's doing
on
really
Instagram.
well.
He's doing well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really cool actor.
Really self-deprecating. His posts are hilarious.
And you know what though? Not a great Barrel of Monkeys player.
However, he
Unfortunately.
did not do the worst.
Actually, yeah, he didn't do the worst. In fact, the worst is not on there because we just decided not to put it on there.
No, because she redeemed herself.
Later on. Yeah. And it was kind of tragic. It was a situation where the person had like several monkeys on there, but then right at the end,
Greedy.
they all
jumped off.
all fell off.
That's why I stopped because
Yeah,
I'm like
yeah.
I'd rather keep 8, 7 than drop them.
So you're in good company with 7. You're there. So there you are. You're with
Lauren.
Aslan, Glee Dango, Loren Aronoff,
I'm
Dr.
happy
Angel
with
Littell.
We're not the worst.
Funny.
We're
Yeah.
not the worst.
I'm
You're
gonna
kind
get
of-
it and started practicing at home.
Well, yeah. What's the thing? Because you're kind of right.
Now
in the,
she's a
right in the middle.
gamer.
Imagine when
All productivity from Carla just plummets right now.
when I saw him playing these games on the computers,
Him?
I never wanna play because I know I will get hooked and then nobody. I got this thing that you showed me and I stopped right away, Tetris or something like that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, no, because I was just wanting
Especially.
Candy Crush. Sorry.
For me, it was humbling. I think I had to retire. I grew up with Intellivision, and that's like the video console. It was either Atari or Intellivision. And then many years ago, I was at a friend's house, and they had like Call of Duty. And I'm like, oh, I want to try that. And I couldn't get through the training. And I just
know.
retired. I'm like, okay, I'm officially old. Like, I can't get through that. It's like, okay.
Remember we said never too late to try new things,
Exactly.
like the barrel of
Like-
monkeys.
Exactly.
El barril de los monos.
Whoa.
Sounds way
We should
better.
we should get
Everything
Carla to
sounds
like
better.
record an intro for Barrel of Monkeys
That would actually
in
be
Spanish.
Cool. That would actually be cool. Maybe we will do that. Maybe I'll just use
Señoras and señorita.
But yeah, here, do it right now. Do it right now.
Okay. Bienvenido a la competencia del barril de los monos.
I love it. We're gonna use
We're using that.
We're using that.
We're not saying it anymore.
Yeah, that was
Play
great.
audio.
I'll blend it in with the monkeys. That's great. I love it. I love it. Perfect. Well, great episode.
Yeah.
Thank you
so
guys
fun.
for being so patient with us and waiting. Next time we'll be having
It's
cake.
worth
Oh,
the
that's
wait.
fine.
No, oh my God, no. We're definitely gonna get you back
Yeah.
to promote your show in September.
Oh,
And maybe
That would be great.
just come and do it live.
Oh, we will
there.
100% go,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we
That'll
want to
be
help
fun.
promote the show, so
Oh,
you have to
leading up
come
to it.
on.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, we'd love to come if we can. And
For
maybe
sure.
we
You
can
said the
interview and
18th?
stuff there. Yeah, I love it.
13th.
13th.
It's
In September?
lucky Friday the 13th.
Maybe we
Perfect.
can generate some MC money and
Yes.
have you guys
Oh,
officially.
Yeah.
Boom.
okay.
That's in your wheelhouse,
Oh, it will
right?
be fun
We
to have
love
MCs
it.
actually.
Yeah,
You
sweet.
do that since you mentioned it.
Okay, I'll
He's
do
the
this one.
funding. He's the funding for it.
He'll find a sponsor. Yeah.
Sweet.
That'll be
Love it.
fun to have MCs.
I'm gonna put it in my calendar right now.
All right, put it in and then send me the date. Okay, well, before we say bye, why don't you guys let me know social media, anything where people can follow you guys,
Yep.
find you guys about music and all that stuff.
So for me is Instagram Carla Loves Art, and there you can see my website. That's there. I don't know how it goes. Carla Loves Art something.
All right, we'll add the links down below
yeah.
as well.
And then Facebook is just Carla Gonzalez. But Carla Loves Art has a bunch of the stuff I do, like where I teach art or where you can find me, or Latin Train and our solo stuff. So yeah,
Sweet.
Thanks so much for having us.
Of course.
Me, just under Greg Noguera for Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, which is like a new world for me. Is I'm under Singing for Seniors,
There you go.
singing the number 4 seniors.
Mine is the same. Carla Loves Art everywhere.
Yeah.
Love that. So we'll put the links in the description.
Yep.
And Latin Train Trio, or is it Latin Train?
It's just Latin Train on Facebook.
Yeah.
The old style.
Cool.
There you go.
Regine, where can people find you?
You all can find me on my YouTube channel for the pageant sit down. You can link is in the description. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok at It's Regine Alaina, which is right here. And pageant season, yes, I might be on a trip, but I am still taking clients while I'm away. So you can find me on Instagram at coaching.reginealaina or pageantcoaching.reginealaina. Link is in the description. Send me a DM.
Nice.
Scott,
Yeah.
where can people find you?
You can find me right here where you're watching this very video, youtube.com/scottdionbrown. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new. YouTube channel is the best place. It's where you get the music, it's where you get the sit down, it's where you get vlogs, gaming, everything I do. It's always ends up
Barrel
on
of
YouTube.
Monkeys.
Barrel of Monkeys, it's all there.
barril de los
It's all
monos.
there. Exactly. You can also find me on Instagram and X right there at Scott Dion Brown. Scott Dion Brown Official on TikTok. I don't post on there that often, but it's there. Follow the show, The Sit Down with SDB on TikTok, The Sit Down with SDB on Insta, Sit Down X on Sit Down Scott on X, the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown on Facebook, Sit Down X. Also, Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown on Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts rather, and a bunch of other places where podcasts can be listened to.
And if you want your own swag, support
Merch.
the show.
Merch link in the description down below.
Yeah.
Oh, and you can look at my website because I kind of updated it finally. scottdionbrown.com. You can take a look on there. If you're looking to book the band, scottdionbrown.com/band.
If you need an MC,
I guess you can find me there too. I don't have anything
and then
for MC
ask
stuff.
for me.
Oh, boom. There you go. You can get in touch though. You can get in touch.
Just kidding. I have my own Instagram for that.
Perfect.
But Carla's going to perform.
Oh, yes, that's right. To close out the show. Of course.
So how about we learn a little bit of salsa?
Ooh.
Okay, I like that.
Okay.
All right, yeah, we'll get some. We'll get moving on this
Let's-
Canada Day long weekend.
Yes,
All
we
right.
shall. But to you both, thank you so much for joining us. It's been so much fun.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Scott, from your trip, and hopefully
good to be
you
back.
can hold down the fort while I'm gone.
I will try, but it'll be tough. It'll be tough. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you
us.
so much.
Thank you
Happy
so
Canada
much.
Day, everyone.
Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day, everyone.
All right, so you can make your way over to the performance area,
I'm going.
and you head over there, and we'll just say, everyone, Happy Canada Day.
Yes.
Long live this glorious country.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, thank you guys for being here.
I'll
She's
see you
just-
all in a few weeks.
Yep.
Enjoy your summer.
Yeah, and
Happy
okay,
birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mama.
There you go.
Happy birthday.
All right, and so you're about ready to
looks
go. You're
ready.
good to go. All right, here we go, everybody, taking it away. Carla, happy Canada Day, everybody. Bye. Here we go.
salsa at home. Okay. Woo.
Sé que tú no quieres que yo a ti te quiera, siempre tú me esquivas de alguna manera. Si te busco por aquí, me sales por allá. Lo único que no quiero, no me hagas sufrir más tu pena.
¡Uva! Ajá, a moverse en la casa. Wiki, wiki.
Por tu mal comportamiento te vas a arrepentir. Bien caro tendrás que pagar todo mi sufrimiento. Llorarás y llorarás sin alguien que te consuele. Así te darás de cuenta que si te engañan duele. Le, 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 le.
¡Uva! Sufrirás como yo. All right, let's get off the couch and move a little bit. Eso.
Oye, mira, y después vendrás a mí pidiéndome perdón. Pero ya mi corazón no se acerca más a ti. Llorarás y llorarás sin alguien que te consuele. Así te darás de cuenta que si te engañan duele. Te lo juro que sí. ¡Ja!
Bandolero. Eso. Little salsa at home. Anda para allá, bandolero. All right, we do the side, center, a little class here. Side, center, woo. Side, center, woo. Back, forth, woo. Center, back, woo. Side, woo.
Llorarás, llorarás, llorarás como lo sufrí yo. Oye, tú llorarás, nadie te comprenderá todo lo malo que hiciste. Oye, mira, lo pagarás. Llorarás, 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 llorarás. Tú me hiciste sufrir, ahora la que ríe soy yo. Que no, que sí, que sí. Ahora yo voy a vivir mi vida como yo quiero.
Echa pa'lante que me voy.
Esta es mi vida, papá.